Hi, everybody. This is Coach Og, and welcome to our futsal season for 2025. I'm very excited to meet all of you this upcoming weekend, but because we don't have any time to really prepare or to practice or to get together, I thought this video could help everybody understand sort of what we're trying to do this season. So, as I've said in the email, the formation we're trying to play this season is called 1-2-1. So there's 5 players in futsal, four plus the goalkeeper. And the 1-2-1 is one defenders, two wingers slash midfielders, and one striker. It also is often called a diamond formation. And the beauty of the diamond formation is that it gives us the fluidity to pass the ball around at angles and hopefully open up the play a bit more than we would if we just played two and two formation. The I'll start by covering certain positions and kind of how I think we should play. And I'll also cover how I think we should set up in defense versus how I think we should set up when we're attacking. This diamond formation absolutely requires a very strong commitment from the players on the wing to come back and defend as well as to participate in the offense. So, but starting from the back, the futsal goalkeeper area is a little more of an arc, as I'm pointing out with the ball now, than it is a square, as you see here. And the goalkeeper is the underappreciated player in futsal. Oftentimes, a goalkeeper, especially at this level, will stay on the line and sort of not participate. And I think that is undermining the possibilities that we could have with this position. So I would recommend that our goalkeepers are play more of a sweeper role rather than a goalkeeper role. Of course, you have to get back and defend any shots, but if the play is developing and the rest of our team is sort of up here, the goalkeeper should really be at the edge of that half arc, making sure that if the other team sends the ball down here, he can get to the ball first, whether needing to kick it out or to trap it and to pass it to one of our players. Otherwise, we leave a lot of empty space over here for one of their players to run on. So by all means, the goalkeeper should be encouraged to come out and to participate in play. One important thing for the goalkeeper is because the court or the field is so small, the goalkeeper can't just grab the ball and throw it across the halfway point. That will be called off and the other team will get the ball. Some teams have found a way to game that by bouncing the ball off the wall and then down here, although that's sort of not how I would prefer to play. So my preference would be when the goalkeeper has the ball, it would be to drop the ball at their feet and to play it out to either the defender who comes back or to the right wing or to the left wing who come back and collect the ball. So again, place the ball down on the ground and play it out, because this ball, this court is small, throwing the ball up in the air is going to be hard for anybody to control, and it will create mayhem. So putting the ball down and playing it out is sort of how all the major soccer academies and philosophies kind of teach these days anyhow. So we should try to be bold enough to kind of try to replicate that. So that covers the goalie position. The rest of it is pretty simple, so strong hands, staying low to the ground. The futsal ball is not very bouncy, and most of the shots will be at sort of the under the shoulders range, I will say. So staying low to the ground and being able to get to that ball is going to be very important here. Now, sort of our most important player in a way is our defender. And our defender is the leader of the team. They should be the most vocal, communicating to the other three outfield players, and ensuring that the guys on the sides come back and defend, right? So the defender is the ball distributor. The defender is the last sort of line of defense against their attack. And I'll send around a video that describes a little bit more about what good defending is, and it will be attached to the email as well. So I hope that you review that. But the most important thing the defender should do when defending is to stay in a way between the ball and our goal, right? So not reaching in, not overcommitting, because that's how players get around you, but staying in a way, hoping to push the players and the ball out to the side, and then to get help from one of our wing players to strip the ball away and to distribute it further up. The defender should also, much like the goalkeeper, the defender should participate in the play. So should the striker be here and the winger's here and the ball is here, let's say, the defender should come up, maybe not all the way across, but should come up to here and participate in kind of movement of the ball, rather than just kind of sitting back. Again, a lot of times players will think, well, if I sit back here, I'm good. But if the opposing player has all of the space to get the ball and to run with that ball at you, you might not be as comfortable as you think it is. So making sure we're up here, making sure that we're relatively close together where we can pass the ball around, but also participating in a play and making sure that we're not giving a ton of room here in the middle to the opposing team is going to be very important. When defending, and maybe I'll move on to the wing players. When we're defending, the wing players should really drop a little bit inward, like this, so that when their strikers, and maybe I'll take one of these guys, and this is their forward or their two attackers. If we're here, we're blocking off. We're blocking off this area. We're blocking the shots because we're close together. I am more than happy for their players to come down this way and to try to do something, because it puts them in the corner. It makes it really difficult for them to do anything with the ball. So the important thing is that to position yourself to protect the middle, and to try to push their players to kind of go this way and to get isolated as much as possible. On offense, so that's kind of where our wingers are. On offense, our wingers obviously should make runs down their respective sides. They should talk to the striker and connect with the striker as much as possible. One important thing is that I see a lot at this age is reluctance to take a shot until the situation is absolutely perfect. So once you're in here or over here and you have a little bit of space, feel free to take that shot, because any shot on goal, you do not know how ready the goalkeeper is or not ready the goalkeeper is. So by all means, if you have an open spot and you can shoot from these positions right here, you absolutely should shoot. So, but otherwise, the role of the winger is to really link up with the striker on their side. And that means, if the striker is here, the winger can pass the ball here and then make a run over here that the striker can connect, and boom, then we're looking golden. Like I said, it's all a game of angles and a game of triangles, as you can see from the movement of this ball. Typically, if one wing is further up, the other one should drop a little bit, just to give us a little bit of protection, right? So if the left winger's got the ball here and the defender is here, right, we've kind of switched to a slightly different diamond here. But if the winger is here, the right winger should not be over here, because that leaves a ton of space on this right-hand side. So just being mindful of kind of where you are and where the rest of your teammates are and communicating is really important. Lastly, and I'll just touch up on this quickly, on the striker. The striker is obviously the player that should be closest to their goal. When they're having a goal kick or bringing the ball out, the striker should press immediately, running up, trying to close down any chance of passing for them, right? So attacking the goalkeeper, attacking the two defenders, making it really, really uncomfortable for them and not giving them any time on the ball. That's going to result in turnovers where our wingers can take the ball over and then create a chance. The striker should also, play with his, and I wish I could flip this guy, but with his back towards this goal. Oh, that didn't work. With his back towards this goal, right? So that with his back towards this goal, he can receive a pass from a defender and then look to pass over here or look to pass over here. And then when he passes that ball, he can make a run and again connect and try to shoot. So it's not just facing forward and going forward. It's also turning back, looking at the rest of your team, and trying to find a way to be that sort of quasi midfield player that can distribute the ball left and right. In terms of other things, look, I think it's pretty. There's not that much more to explain here. I think it's a pretty straightforward game, especially with 4 outfield players. I always encourage my kids to rely on the skills that they have and have confidence in themselves. I think a combination of passing and dribbling and running with the ball, creates a more complete player and ensures that the other team does not know which move you're going to pull. So if you're always passing back, people are going to know that that's your preferred move and that's all you're going to do. If you're always shooting, they know that they really need to focus on blocking you. But if you're really trying to develop that muscle sort of memory of acting a different way in the different situations, I think that's kind of what we want to encourage. So I'm not going to stress and say we should be passing back and forth and left and right, nor should we always be dribbling. Let's include all of that and let's try all of that and let's kind of see where we stand. And again, this is a very fast-paced game. There's not a lot of space. There's not a lot of time on the ball. This left-hand side here is a wall. You can bounce this is a very confusing part, but you can actually bounce the ball off that wall. On the right-hand side, you cannot. So that's kind of where the ball is kicked back in. So that's one confusing bit. The other thing I want to highlight on throw-ins, so when the ball goes out on the right-hand side, on the throw-ins, on corners, let's try to do everything quickly. I find that if players take a long time, it allows the other team to reset. And it also just encourages quicker thinking in general, just beyond futsal and whatnot. Knowing what you're gonna do before you grab that ball and you try to throw it in or kick it in, is a good skill to have. So let's try to think ahead of time and try to do everything quickly. Obviously, that will allow us to play a more fluid and effective game. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something, but we're at at least 10 minutes in here, so I'm going to call it here. Happy to answer any questions. If anybody's confused, please let me know, and I'm happy to have that discussion. And again, looking forward to seeing you this week.